Hi. So this is like well, not part two, but this is the another journal, nature, woodland, whatever animal journal that I created. This one has another type of cotton fabric. They're all different. The fabrics are different in all three journals. This one was dyed, eco dyed, but with a little bit of shibori technique, and that created some of these cool marks, and unfortunately I had to cover some of them with the picture on the front, but never mind. The fabric is a little bit softer than the deer journal, but it's still, you will see, it's sturdy enough. I used this really thick cord. It looks so natural and it's perfect for this. So the front cover, the picture keeps it quite sturdy, as you can see, and then the back cover is a bit softer. It is soft, but it's not flimsy, it's just soft because it has another layer in between, a layer of fabric. But anyway, here I used this image of a wolf, and I love this image. It's just perfect, and I've put it under the acetate, and I added these leaves. These are real leaves, and then there are artificial leaves around, some lace, black lace here, some fabric, and of course crazy stitching, and the dye, the fabric, it just looks, to me, it looks really, really perfect. So that's the cover of the wolf, and this time I will try to hurry up to be able to show you this one also. Anyway, there's a pocket here with it's a collage of fabrics and some cardstock. I love this. I have these vintage cardstock pieces that have these like this edge. Let me show you. No, not this one, but never mind. It's a similar thing, similar to this, and I love that edge. But when I make tags or something, I cut it off and then save it to use it in, like, like details. And I don't know, I just like it. So here you can see the stitching, and then inside there's this image. It's from a magazine or something, but it's just incredible. This image of this sky and this shore. I mean, it's incredible. It's backed with eco-dyed paper, and then I painted it with white acrylic paint. And again, I made this like a journaling card from my eco-dyed cardstock. It has really, really nice pattern and color to it. Then vintage ledger that was white, but now it looks so lovely. I added this picture also. There's a forest here and hills, and then a starry night, and it's just so beautiful. And I've backed this one with very vintage paper from a book. I think there's like a it was embossed or something, but yeah, this handmade paper. And here I added this paper clip with these beads, and these beads at the end, they remind me of teeth, like what, the fangs, is that a word? The big teeth that wolves have and dogs. So that's why I added them, and even the paperclip is vintage. This tiny paperclip. Yeah, so maybe you can see that better now here. Yeah, again, a little detail. This is actually a page repair. There was a little tear here, but I added that, and now it's an interesting detail, you know, interesting part where you can write something down. Okay, so let me hurry up. Eco-dyed paper, vintage ledger. This one is really, really cool. This page here is yeah, okay, is from let me see, yeah, it's from a magazine. It's a beautiful starry night, you know, image, and I stitched some coffee dyed paper to the back so you can write on the other side. And then you have this really delicate little flower there, and you can write something down there if you wish. And I just think it goes really nicely together, these two guys. I don't know why, they look lovely to me. Eco-dyed paper. This is just a printed image. I printed I'll show you the other side actually. That's the point. The other side has a wolf on it. It's a forest, of course. And then there's a middle of this signature. This one has 3 signatures. And here is just a little decoration with some leaves and stamped image, like a collage. So yeah, a wolf, beautiful picture of a wolf. Then some of really gorgeous eco-dyed paper here. I'm sorry about my voice. As I said in previous video, I don't feel very well, but I'm really trying to show you what I've done. And yeah, forest, rocks, lake, nature, gorgeous. Coffee dyed paper on the back. This is the other side of that starry night image from a magazine. And then this is like a huge oversized journaling card. Eco-dyed. This is really cool. There's a tiny page repair here. I just glued down a piece of eco-dyed fabric, and it's nice. It looks nice. This here, this is a handmade paper, of course. It's another envelope. It was, I think it was coffee dyed or eco-dyed. I don't know. But I added this fabric again to the sticky part, and then to the front also, and this stamped image. Then there's a pocket here, just a collage with some fabrics and cardstock, and then you have this journaling card made out of eco-dyed vintage cardstock. And did I? Yeah, I forgot. course, I forgot to show you. I just added a piece of eco-dyed paper inside for you to write on. It has a nice leaf here. So that goes there. This paper turned out amazing, completely amazing. This is a little journaling card. I just love this image. It also came from a magazine. It had some writing and all kinds of things around that, and also down here. So I've stitched a piece of cardstock, and now you can write something meaningful here if you wish. But the image of these wolves is just so gorgeous. And I love that you can just, it's like you can see just a little bit of trees, of forest behind them. And it's a dark forest. And, you know, them standing in front of that dark forest, and it looks a little bit scary, but it's also like, you know, you have to wonder what's going on in that forest and what are they going to do, and it's just beautiful. Or is it just me and my imagination? Anyway, here's another bookmark that I created with a piece of that gorgeous eco-dyed and rusted, and who knows what I did to that paper that I couldn't throw away. And then I added this plant. And this plant, well, I know the name in Serbian, but I don't know in English. But it's actually like a domestic, like our Serbian domestic oregano. So it's a healing plant, and yeah, just so you know, it adds to the meaning of, you know, everything. There's some rust here, metal, there's some leaves, my really lovely dark eco-dyed paper. Again, a collage here, a leaf, a bird. There's a vintage cardstock. There's a tiny tag to journal on with some crazy collaged, you know, stitched papers. And a guest check that turned out so beautiful with these flower buds or whatever they are. And I had to include that also. Let me check the time. I'm terrible. This is going to last for ages. Again, beautiful print here. This is coffee dyed paper, and I just printed out this image of a wolf howling. It's so beautiful. I love wolves. On this page here, it's a handmade paper. This is an image from National Geographic magazine, an old one, and I've been holding on to this image for quite a long time because it's so beautiful. You know, the forest and this light coming through, and I don't know. But I decided to use it in this journal. It needed, you know, there's no use in keeping things, just keeping them stored. So I used that, and there was something here, of course, some writing. So I added this stitched cardstock with eco-dyed paper, So now you can write something there, and I've backed it with my key dyed paper, and now it goes there. This is vintage ledger with some old writing on it, but there's not too much of it, so you can write there, and it adds to the character, you know. It's old. This is third signature. There is this. I added just some beads to this paper clip. There is this image, which, to be honest, I'm not sure how to which way it goes, but it's beautiful. There are mountains and clouds, and there is something very abstract there, you know, because you just don't know. You can look at it from every angle and see something new there. Like here in this cloud, I can see a person, and then the whole atmosphere is just a little bit. It's a little bit dark, but I don't know. I love it. Anyway, it's backed with coffee dyed rusted paper, so that you can write on it. And more beautiful papers. There's a fabric pocket here. I wanted to use this little part, this embroidered leaves, and then this is just a recycled part from a page from a catalog, but it has this waterfall, beautiful waterfall, so I added that. Then there's another gorgeously eco-dyed guest check, and this piece of something, some paper, I don't know, but it has all these cool veins from the leaf, so it was, you know, impossible not to use it to write on it. Okay, another howling wolf here with a moon in the back, and I stitched some fabric and some leaves, and it's a pocket. I added this tiny tag, card, whatever. Again, some clouds and a mountain, just because of the atmosphere. It goes really well together. More really cool papers. I just stitched around this image of a wolf. So beautiful. Handmade paper, and then my little tag with a real leaf inside. And of course you can write there. This is another image from that catalog. Actually, it goes this way. Actually, it's a reflection. There was a forest up here, and then they made it look like a reflection, like, I don't know, maybe in water or something. So you can turn it any way you want, but yeah. And the leaf here is just for decoration. There was nothing here, no words, no anything. I just wanted to add that leaf because I like that way, and it goes there. Vintage papers, and in the back I added this eco-dyed envelope. It turned out really gorgeous, really gorgeous. And this time I just glued down a piece of cardstock to this sticky part, so it's not sticky anymore. And you can see it just turned out so good. And then another eco-dyed cardstock piece there for you to write on, and just another piece of key-dyed paper, very noisy one, which is nice. And then it goes there. It's a bit taller or longer than the journal, but I like it. It's, you know, why not? It doesn't all have to be perfect. Anyway, that's the, okay, I didn't tie that very well. That's the Woolf, beautiful Woolf, and I will have to check the time, which scares me because I don't think I have enough time for another journal. No, maybe. Okay, I'll try. So, oh yeah, I didn't tell you about the Woolf. The Woolf is 8.5 by 7 inches, and it has 96 sides, front and back, you know, counted all, plus all the tags and envelopes and, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's, as I said, it has 3 signatures, and so that's the Woolf. And then we have this one. It's the biggest one. It's just a, you know, nature woodland journal. It's tied with the same twine or rope. I don't know. It's twine actually, but it's really thick. This one is, as you can see, really filled with all kinds of things. The cover is completely crazy, stitched and just layered, and it has everything. It has these artificial leaves. It's very tactile. It's very, you just wanna, you know, you just wanna touch it. There's some lace, there's dyed cheesecloth, there's vintage lace here, vintage lace here. These are hand dyed, of course. The paper, there are some brads here, black, to, you know, coordinate with this piece of black fabric. Again, this lace, this not lace, it's like a Jesus, like a table runner or something. I can't remember the word now, sorry. It came out incredibly good with the dyes, with the you know, the colors that I've used, and it was a combination of eco dyeing and some fabric dye. But anyway, cheesecloth and some cotton fabric. There is some very, like a hair thin wire, gold wire, not really gold, but you know, the color is gold wire here. There is some raffia, I don't know, leaves, some lace, and then on the front is this acetate, you know, and cardstock, and then this leaf underneath that just looks beautiful to me. Yeah, so anyway, that's the cover. I mean, what else could I say? It just looks, you see, completely like it was, you know, it spent, I don't know, like 10 years in the woods somewhere rotting. Yeah. On the inside there is a fabric pocket. This is also eco-dyed fabric, cotton fabric, and this one has a piece of cardstock inside, so it's a little bit more sturdy. And there's a collage of, you know, all kinds of elements. Stamped image and these leaves and cheesecloth, and I've used this huge vintage postage stamp with deers or a deer and whatever the word is for the rest of the gang there. And I backed it with some eco-dyed cardstock, so you can write there. Of course, eco-dyed paper, handmade paper. There's a collage here with vintage postage stamp with some mushrooms. There are leaves, and I added this image of these two little boys fishing. It's a vintage, from a vintage book. It's a painting, actually. There's even a name here signed. And it's backed with cardstock. So there's some really cool eco-dyed paper. This paper, okay, let me see. I'll tell you if we come to that part. There's more eco-dyed paper, dark one with really cool prints on there. There's a paper clip with the tiny little bead charm here, and I just added this little guy. You can journal on it with a stamped butterfly. It just looks cute there. This is a little tuck spot with a safety pin, and then there's a little bee charm hanging there, and some fabric and a leaf. This is quite textural. It's like a piece of, I don't know, like some kind of foam that I painted with acrylics. And then a handmade paper tag that I stamped and distressed a little bit around the edges. More of that really cool paper. There are all kinds of eco-dyed papers here. I mean, from different batches and different dyeing techniques. So some are more like bold, some are more subtle. Here is a journaling card. You can write on the back. This is hand-dyed cotton. What do you call this? Eyelet? No? Never mind. It's a beautiful vintage trim. And then there is this delicate, lovely plant inside. More of that gorgeous, look at that. There's some rust here. And this paper just turned out amazing. Here I added one of my handmade beads. I do hope you can see that in my horrible light. It's a fabric bead, and then I painted it, and yeah, I don't have very many left. It's from a long time ago. There's a little booklet that I created and I was just having fun making these little books. So you can write something there, and of course you can just remove it if you don't want it to, make like bulk. This is another beautifully dyed envelope. Look at that. The whole thing just left such a cool impression. And then of course some decoration here on the sticky part. I love these things. I love the papers that have these holes, and I actually love to tear paper from those wires, because I like that look. And on the front I just made a small collage just for decoration with fabric and paper and this metal leaf. And that's the back. And of course on the inside you have a piece of eco-dyed cardstock and a piece of eco-dyed paper. These were just, too pretty not to be used in this journal. And they fit nicely into this envelope when you're not filming. Yeah, cool prints, really. Just some decoration here on this page. More eco-dyed papers. This is a little dyed envelope. It's not just eco-dyeing, it's also fabric dye, and it looks really, really cool. And on the inside is a tiny journaling card with a leaf inside. So that's that. And there's some artificial leaves here on paperclip. This is another, how many? 3 signatures again. Another signature. There's a stamped image here, and I've stitched this paper because when it was cooked, it was folded, and then at the fold it started to, not tear, but it wasn't really that strong anymore. So I've stitched 2 papers together, and then I stitched this cotton fabric to strengthen even more the whole thing. And then I added this, but here you have this cool print of a leaf, and here also, and it really looks nice. And here by just, oh my god, I'm losing my words. Never mind, there's another cool print of a leaf here and here. Anyway, this is just decorative here on this handmade paper, and I wanted to add these fabrics and these buttons. It just looks nice. And then because it's sewn down, I added a vintage postage stamp on some fabric to hide the stitches and to strengthen everything up. More eco-dyeing. I created like a embellished paper clip with this flower, and then there's my book page bag with, again, deer. And I just love this heart on his butt. You probably know by now that I'm crazy about hearts, but this, behind is just adorable. And there's eco-dyed paper here and here also with really cool part. It was just a part, it it ripped off while I was dyeing or washing them or whatever, the papers. But I saved it because it has this really cool print. And then here I added some fabric, and then a piece from a French dictionary, which whatever I don't really speak French, so I'm not going to, you know, to read that, but it means chestnut. So it goes well there. So yeah, more cool papers. There's this little tag with some fabric and leaves again with eco-dyed cardstock. These are really, really cool. This is a leaf from like a forest strawberry. I don't know how you call that, or wild strawberry, like tiny ones. It's really nice. Yeah. Here is a little mushroom charm on this paper clip, and then there's this paper and fabric tag, and I've stitched this cardstock piece so you can write here and here if you wish. And on this side is this little excuse me, okay, my phone is going to, okay, the battery is going to die. I have to hurry up if I even manage to. Okay, so this tiny little tag with a moth. Oh my god. Oh my god, let me hurry up. There's acetate here, and there's this huge tag with eco-dyed paper on the back, and again a piece of, but this is not French, this is from an English Serbian dictionary. There's some leaves here, and then when you put it there you have green leaves, so it looks really cool. Hurry up, hurry up. There's a very cute squirrel or some kind of creature, I'm not really sure how it's called, on this cardstock. It looks really curious. Very cool papers, handmade paper. There's a pocket here with some stamped and sewed leaves, and this beautiful tag with just this tiny piece of acetate with hydrangea flower behind it, and then I added these two things, I mean cardstock, that you can write, I mean you can write on the back with your white pen if you wish. This is just a piece from a very tiny vintage dictionary, and in this little vial you have some what's the word, oh my god, I'm running out of battery and I can't remember the word. The okay, never mind, I'll remember. There are seeds, like, you know, the one that you blew, never mind. Never mind. There's this came from Renee, my dear friend Renee. This avocado dyed glassine, or I think maybe it's not glassine. It's a bag, a huge bag. Maybe it's just parchment paper. I'm not sure. Dandelion seeds are in this little vial. Yeah. Okay, hurry up. Another handmade bead here. Leather and tiny beads and all kinds of things, and it's holding this lovely little tag with a vintage postage stamp, and yeah, more cool papers. And if this shuts off, I will have to make part 2 because I have to say something more. An embossed craft envelope with leaves, and then an old postcard, but the writing wasn't really that interesting, so I just left the postage stamp to be seen, and you know, it's vintage. And then I added this eco dyed paper. Okay, never mind, I'm in a hurry. There's an owl here that's holding that, and some decoration here, and more cool papers. There's a pocket again with all kinds of things, paper and fabric and cheesecloth and everything. I'm going to be definitely shut off, I think. Oh my god, never mind. I'll make another video. Really cool papers. So there's a little charm here, flower charm, and this is actually a tuck spot, and there's a piece from a dictionary, and it's about hazel tree and hazel grove and that kind of stuff. There's another paper clip. Again, I couldn't really tear this, it's just the paper just looks too cool. So I just created this paper clip, and you can write on the back if you wish. I just added a piece of stitched cardstock to the back. There's this really interesting bead here. It looks like a bone or something, which I'm sure it's not, but you know, it's look really interesting. And this piece from a magazine, but it's a lovely little picture of a bee on some flowers. And there are some charms here and a flower on this oh, it fell off. Okay, I'll put it back on this safety pin, yeah, and the other side of that bag. And then at the back we have belly band. Am I still filming? Yeah, belly band. And there's an owl here on this piece of coffee dyed cardstock, and then another flower card that I created with this beautiful hand dyed lace. So that goes there, and that's that one. That's the Woodland journal. So what I wanted to say is that if maybe I have just a... No, I don't have enough time. Sorry guys, but what I wanted to say is actually to thank you for you know, your comments, for subscribing, for everything, and that I'm going to have a giveaway, but it looks like I'm going to have to make another video. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this journal also, and again, if you're interested, please contact me. I'll add my email down to the description box. So yeah. Oh, I didn't give you the measurements and everything. It's about 8.5 by 6. It has 1 6/8 spine, and it has 104 pages front and back, plus all the tags and envelopes and everything else. And that is that journal. Thank you for watching. My battery is going to die. Thank you very much, and yeah, I'll see you hopefully, you know, soon, maybe, I don't know. Okay, have a great day everyone. Bye bye.